These are the tales and ramblings of two men, their dream of running a successful food truck business and life. We invite you along to join Josh and Skippy on this journey. This is Monday Morning Food Truck. Good morning, Skippy.
Episode 623.
Huh?
Good morning. Good morning.
Have you been doing stuff without me? The Skippy Chronicles?
Yes. Most of the time it's all Josh all the time, so now it's all Skippy all the time.
It's a nice change.
Cheers.
Cheers. Let's start with how was your weekend? I think everybody's super anxious to hear how your B&M experience went.
My what?
Your B&M.
Oh, Brick Mortar. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Had to figure out where you were going with that.
Not bowel movement. Although I'm hoping everything's regular and coming out smoothly. So
you never know. So
I prefer to keep it that way.
So I cooked for what I thought was would be a good day. Would be a good day for the food truck on a roadside day.
Okay, we're talking Friday or Saturday.
We're talking Friday.
Okay.
It is very cool to see your menu up on a lighted board. I thought that was kind of neat. And we had a guy who sings music on acapella or acoustic, I should say. It was really, really good. And we opened at 4. Had one of my regulars come in at 4:02, and then didn't see anybody until 5. And then everybody showed up. We had a lot of seated orders, a lot of to-go orders. I think we ended up doing, I don't know. Well, probably should check it out.
Yeah, I'm curious what the number is.
Yeah, please hold. Should have been ready. Please fill time.
I can't fill time. I don't know what to talk about. I'm at a loss. I'm jealous of your BM.
You're not
experience.
Jealous of. You're not jealous of it, are you? Really?
A little bit.
You can do it. You just choose not to work at winter time.
Seems like a lot of work.
Oh, fucking verification codes.
Haven't been in Square in a little while. Other things.
I like to see bad things.
Coming forth on the show today. I've done probably the most in-depth, accurate food cost analysis since we've started, which is probably a bad thing. I'm sure Bubba will tell me that I'm an idiot for not having done this detailed, granular before.
I don't think Bubba does it granule.
I think he does. I bet you he does. He's a restaurant guy, and that's how they have to do it.
Maybe.
I now, yeah. I mean, my guesstimates were pretty close.
Well, that's all that matters.
What's that?
I said that's all that matters. Okay, so let's do January. When did I do this? What time? The 22nd, 20th. All right.
So in regards to food costs, if anybody has questions or comments, anything you want us to bring up about that, shoot them in the usual places for us. So
I already have my questions ready now.
Oh, great.
Okay, so my goal was to realistically do like $750 a year, or a year, $750 a day.
Damn, that's a good year.
Not for $750.
I was adding a few zeros.
So that was the original goal, because I really, we have the Facebook posts have gotten a lot of traction. It was just, are people going to show up? And I think it was Bubba who told me that I put way too much stock in Facebook. Probably. So we did 33 tickets on Friday. in 3 hours. We closed a little bit early because I ran out of food, which is a good thing. I had a little
Good.
bit of
Yeah.
I had a little bit of pork left, a little bit of mac left, but it was we didn't have a customer for like 40 minutes, so just shut it down. And put it sold out so people come and get it. I cooked 2 pork butts, 1 15-pound brisket, 2 full pans of mac. And when I say full pans, I'm talking like 2 bags worth of 2 cavatappi bags, 2.5 pounds.
So 5
And
pounds. Oh,
5 pounds of mac, yeah.
okay.
And 6 racks of ribs. Ribs were gone within an hour. And then people started walking away because they didn't have ribs left. So we said, okay, let pre-order for tomorrow. You can pick them up tomorrow. So we had 6 people pre-order for the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So with me running, so we did 33 sales, average ticket $30 a piece. Mostly cash, or mostly card. Sorry, mostly card. We had the dining room. There's probably 10 to 12 seats in the dining room. We had them all full at one time. We got tickets out pretty fast. I did slim down the menu. I removed like 2 sandwiches and we didn't do quarter or half rack of ribs. We just did a whole rack or a whole rack dinner. Yeah, so just under 1,000 in sales. So that was good. That was a good day. So then I got ahead of myself on the way home. I'm like, well, we sold out today, or we came really close to selling out today. Let's pick up a little bit more for tomorrow. Because I had bought, 2 briskets, 4 butts. So I'm like, okay, and then 6 racks of ribs. I was going to do the same amount each day. So I ended up going to Meijer and, spending $7 a pound on 2 brisket flats and buying them out of ribs. And the next day we had, please hold.
Mm-hmm.
We had 18 sales. 33 average ticket, which was good. So about $600. And we had most people came in at, call it 4:00, like right or not, little after 4, between 4 and 5, and some people ate in. Most people took it to go. Of the 14 racks I cooked, I sold 12 of them. So maybe I should just turn into a rib truck.
No, you shouldn't.
I posted the menu like 500 times, and I still had people asking for stuff that we don't normally do anyway.
Yep.
Can I get chicken? Well, there's no chicken, people. So Saturday kind of was slow. The owners want me to do it again, at least do it again to see which, take the data from a couple weeks versus just doing it once.
I think that's a good idea.
Well, I think I'm going to alter the menu a little bit and try to do more bulk sales. And then people can take home and use for the game the next day on Saturday. I might do the same menu Friday and just add bulk on Saturday. It seemed like because we didn't really have anything to draw people in other than me, and the fact that we put the first game on, the Ravens game. So I'm really thinking that it was the music guy, like he might have a following that I don't know about, and because people were just coming in, eating, and it's really cool to see the dining room filled with people eating your food. That was definitely a cool moment. So overall, in both days, we had it was good. It was just good. I wish it was more, but slow and steady wins the race, I hope. But I hit my goal, so $1,500 for the weekend was my goal. I just didn't want to throw any food out, and I ended up throwing food out.
Right. So do you think you were hurt by the playoff games on Saturday?
I don't know. Well, I figured if people were going to come get barbecue, they'd probably want a beer to go with it. So maybe, I don't know. When people are coming home on Friday, they're coming home from work. They can stop in, grab something, and still go home. People are
Right.
already home on Saturday. They'd have to physically go out to get food, then bring it back home or eat it inside. So I still think there was a lot of people that thought they were just picking it up to go and couldn't eat inside, even though we made it pretty clear. The owners were really cool. They really want me to do it like every weekend. But just because if they have a slow day, they can sell their coffee drinks. And they have a wide selection of coffee drinks. The one thing I hated Friday was just a packing up of my food truck into my truck and bringing it and like dropping it off. I hate doing that. I hate it. That's why I have a trailer. They have a huge empty area in the back of their shop, and they're like, "Well, we could build it out, and you could use it as your commissary if you wanted to." I'm like, "You get no place for me to park my trailer, and that's what I need to do."
Yeah.
So we've already had that discussion. But
yeah, I'm curious to see how this one goes for you this weekend because of the lack of playoff football happening Saturday. All the games are both games are Sunday.
Yeah, I think, and it may be better, but I think, like I said, I'll adjust the menu to do bulk sales, and people can just take and go and use it for the next day.
Interesting. Well, I'm glad it was, for the most part, successful. You probably made money.
For the most part, I think I doubled what I spent.
You think?
Ish.
Good. Doubling's not horrible.
This all happened really, really fast, and I was more concerned about just getting food, making sure that I had what I needed.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of probably. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I would assume it's a lot like opening your truck for the first time. You know.
Yeah.
It's like it's like how much do I cook? Is there enough? I don't want to cook too much, but I'm hoping that everybody and their brother shows up because it's So
yeah, it was, like I said, the best part about it was filling the dining room. That was awesome.
Fran commented said we might also include reheating instructions for the pay and go people for Saturday. Is that something you've done previously, like printed instructions?
No, what I normally do is if I do the bulk, they buy the bulk and either they eat it now or I tell them to throw it in the crock pot the next day.
Yeah.
A little water,
I believe Bubba does. I think he has printed reheat instructions. I think
he does. I think so.
I think that's a pretty good way to go. If we end up doing something for the Super Bowl, we probably will do little printed sheets or cards for other. It's just another marketing tool. So yeah, I mean having a little reheat instructions with some contact information and your name on it, and especially if they're having a party. I mean, that's just as good as having your cards out.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Speaking of marketing, squirrel moment real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I commented on one of your posts, your Sweet Racks posts.
The hats?
Yeah, commented. I like the black.
I really like the
black one's better. You like the other one?
I like the green. I like the green a lot. I didn't figure everybody would like the green, but I like it.
Once I did that, I happened to get a message from you.
Yep.
Is that the messaging thing that you were speaking of? Okay.
So anytime anybody interacts with a post, they'll get that.
That's cool.
It's automated. Yeah, it's automated. It works pretty good. I've gotten I got a no thanks reply to one of them. Like I was like, I don't know who gets them. You know, it's like I get notified when someone gets them, only if there's a reply.
Yeah.
So it's like, no thanks. Like, all right. Could just ignore. kind of hurtful that you did a no thanks, but okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Whatevs. Well, we currently don't have anybody watching on YouTube, but for those that do go over to YouTube to watch the stream, commenting on the live stream is now subscriber only, so you have to subscribe to the channel in order to comment live. Just an FYI.
Which doesn't take time. Just press a button. Nope. Then you get to know when we go live, your phone will ding, and
you'll get the live notifications and any of the other clips that we post up there. Been trying to get some more content to the places for you guys, so it'll get easier as we get closer to the season. As we more cooking is involved and cleaning. My cleaning schedule that I had for last week is now happening this week, since it will be above freezing for the whole week this week, so which will be nice.
I'm with you. Absolutely.
I had zero desire to be out of my trailer cleaning stuff in hands of soapy water last week.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was about 40 degrees in the trailer, which isn't horrible, but definitely not warm. And not a temperature I want to be in a coat with my hands in water and being wet. So all that gets moved to this week. So busy week. Yep. Well, I'm glad you had a good weekend.
I do wish that I could mute the game and listen to Dan Miller call the game, but that was the other thing we talked about.
Yeah, it is I haven't heard any of his clips from the game yet, and it's one of my favorite Monday things after the Lions game is when they'll start coming through. Yeah. Well, since you brought it up, happy Lions Victory Monday.
Oh, Lions Victory Monday. Cheers. Cheers to them. Cheers.
Heck yeah. More good streaks game. Being broken. It was a really good game and the least stressful game I've watched in a while. It never really felt like there was danger. Really. And I think part of that's just Baker Mayfield and who they were playing, and listen, I didn't have confidence Baker could beat them on his own. So
here's what I'm worried about next week. Okay, Brock Purdy's good quarterback, great quarterback even. We have a really crappy secondary. Cam Sutton needs to be thrown off a bridge. Mike Evans torched him like 3 times, and Mike Evans the previous game couldn't catch a cold.
If you look throughout the season, the majority of the big plays have been on Cam Sutton. If he's not gone after the year, he won't be starting next year.
Oh gosh. If we can somehow draft somebody, pick somebody up, I don't know, but
I think Brock Purdy is a very strong beneficiary of the product there. That is a tremendous, tremendous supporting cast. I think he's a good quarterback. I really do. He's not mobile though. He doesn't move well, and you saw Green Bay get after him. And I think that's how Green Bay stayed in the game. So I think that's your key. If you can get to him quick enough with some pressure, I think the Lions have a decent shot at the game. So it's only a 7-point game on the road, a 7-point spread right now. So when you take away home field, it's only Vegas is thinking it's a 4-point game. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. The blue Kool-Aid and Tito's will be flowing heavily.
And it's the night game too.
It's 6:30, so it's not horrible.
Wow.
Hey, I'm just glad it's not 8 o'clock. At 11 gets really late. Like I couldn't stay awake for the Packers game. I fell asleep before that was over.
So he's got Deebo Samuel, Juwan Jennings, Chris Conley is their third guy, George Kittle. So let's say you put your star wide receiver Deebo Samuel on Cam Sutton, or Cam Sutton on him. I can only wish for something. I can only wish. Like I said, he just He's trash. I'm sorry. He's just
You
absolute
don't need to be
garbage.
sorry. Everybody knows it.
He's just absolute garbage.
No
They
one's
don't
happy with him.
They don't have anybody else. Like
No,
they have a
and
4-person depth chart on cornerbacks, and they got to start 2 of them. So
yeah, they're back.
I started looking at still who's out there for free agents. Logan Ryan. Get Logan Ryan in here.
So it was right at the trade deadline. The Lions fan base was furious that the Lions didn't make any big news, and they said they were kind of conceding the season and just kind of making it through. And I was among the group that was like, calm down, everybody. They know what they're doing. It's the same reason they got rid of Hawkinson. They are very culture driven right now. And if the fit's not right, they're not going to go pick up a guy just because he's a star. If he doesn't fit into the culture of what they have there, they're not going to pick him up. Because that's more important. That's more important than a star coming in. Because a star can do more, the wrong fit can do more disruption than good. And I know you're a game away from the Super Bowl.
I get it.
But just remember, this is the roster that got him here.
I completely understand. Fully understand that.
So the game plan will be run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Keep San Francisco on the sideline as much as you can. And then it'll be all zone. I'll be shocked if they play man for 20% of the man coverage for 20% of the snaps. So it'll be a zone, and hopefully they can bring some pressure. But this whole offseason is going to be defense focused, almost guaranteed. They got no one with big contracts that they have to worry about on the offense for free agent wise. They have a window right now for the next couple of years where they have cheap talent.
They might have some retirees though up on the line.
No.
Ragnow?
I think he's got another year. He's healthy. He's for the most part pretty healthy.
Does he think he has another year? I mean, you just saw Jason Kelce retire.
Keep in mind, Jason Kelce won a championship and then stayed around to try to win another one. Yeah, those two guys. So Ragnow and God, I'm blanking on his name.
Decker?
Yeah, thank you. The two guys that have been there for all of it.
Yeah.
You tell me that they either lose the NFC Championship game or get to the Super Bowl and lose that game. They're not coming back for unfinished business on a team that should be better.
Oh, I forgot about Glasgow too.
Yeah, they got some old guys there that have been through the shit.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah, I don't know. They got some depth on the offensive line. Not as good, but
go Lions.
Go Lions. Forward down the field, baby.
Feel the roar.
And I was good. 0 tears even welling up yesterday at the end of the game. Until.
Oh, actually, Ragnow's the youngest one of the three.
Yeah.
He's only been in the league 6 years. He's only 27.
Yeah, see, he's young. And the other guys are what, like 31, 32?
Decker's 30 and Glasgow is 31.
So Kelce is 36.
True. All right.
So a couple of things I want to bring up about this weekend's football games. Aiden Hutchinson after the game. That's what got me.
Cash and checks.
Well,
cash and checks and grabbing rings.
Yeah. Not his interview. Before that. Him just kind of taking it in. As a fan of this team for as long as he's been alive, growing up around it, winning meant to him as much as a fan as it did to the player. That got to me. And then if Jason Kelce is truly done, which he has not officially said anything yet. In fact, he said, I have not officially retired. I have not let the team know I've retired. If he does retire, and this is the Jason Kelce we get in retirement, the Jason Kelce that was at that game last night, I'm all for it. And I wish we had a Kelce playing for the Lions so he'd be at the Lions games.
That was funny. That was hilarious.
Yeah, bring Kelsey on as some sort of coach so we can have him as part of the organization. Please. Please, 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 please.
I like him. He was. I didn't know what Taylor was whether she was scared out of her mind or what. Big old hairy guy taking his shirt off, just doing the Incredible Hulk pose.
I don't think he wore it the rest of the game.
I don't think so.
I don't think he knew where it was. That's what I told Edge. I don't think he knows where his shirt is. But yeah, the couple times he hopped the little barrier because those windows open and close, so he hopped down to where the fans are, grabbing to see him taking pictures with the girls. And then one girl had a Taylor sign that was down there, and he brought her up to the window to say hi to Taylor Swift and stuff. So he's a great guy. He is my favorite non-Lion by far. Yeah.
I watched the live. They did a live edition of their New Heights podcast, and they had Roger Goodell on there.
Yeah.
And Travis said the number one thing that fans are asking for, and I need to know if you're open for it, one hockey fight a game.
I'm on board.
And Goodell looked at him and said, I mean, never say never. He's like, you'll have people attending games left and right just to see the hockey fight.
Heck yeah. Get some of that plexiglass up along those bottom rows of the stands, like arena football. Yeah. Bring a little bit of arena back into the game. Come on. Good times.
All right.
I'm very happy to be geeked about football on January 22nd for a team in Detroit.
I might have to go pick up a Lion shirt.
Well, don't jinx the fucking thing.
True that.
As Dan Campbell said, for any of you doubting us at the beginning of the season, the train's full.
There's always room on the train.
There's always room on the train, and I welcome the entire state. So, come on. All the other fans of other teams, this is America's team right now.
It actually is. It was when they said the thing last night that 74% of America said they were going to win. We're like, America's team now.
Heck yeah.
They want to see us win.
I saw a video of a bar in Washington, D.C. that was all Lions fans going nuts. So, yeah, it's Michigan people have dispersed quite a ways out. And
FYI, Washington, D.C. doesn't really have a lot to cheer for now, so they might as well, jump on the train, too.
I mean, they were all wearing Lions shirts, so I'm going to assume that those were transplants. I don't know if there's a lot of Lion shirts for sale in the stores in Washington, D.C. Maybe there is. Who knows? Not yet. One more win and there will be. So, one last thing about football. One last thing.
Okay.
See if I can find it real quick. I think I'm going to lose it. So, everybody talked about the Lions haven't won a playoff game since 1991. So, they have a longer playoff streak. Their last road playoff win, 66 years ago, 1957. That win against the San Francisco 49ers was the last time they won a championship.
Okay.
If you believe in storybook endings and a team of destiny and the demons they have exercised so far this year, I can't think of a better way to do it.
There's a lot of exercising. A lot of exercising needs to happen.
Dan Campbell, after the game, said he was exhausted and didn't even play. It's like, same dude. This is how we all feel every game.
Oh, absolutely.
Mentally exhaustion.
The guy already has no voice. He sounds like he smokes, 4 packs a day. And after a game, he's got really no voice, and he's got to power through it.
His voice reminds me of Izzo.
Yeah.
How just over the years it just kept getting worse and worse and worse from him screaming all the time.
Yeah, he'll be on mute here pretty soon.
And then they'll have to fire him because, it won't have the same meaning when he has to write everything down.
Yeah. He has to hold up a piece of paper. Here's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Lots of exclamation points.
I mean, you can get fired up just by listening to the guy having his post-game speeches and rah moments, and I'm really happy for the guy who's had season tickets for like 120 years, and he's finally seeing what he paid to see, because he was been there since the last championship they won, and he might be able to see one more in his lifetime. I think he's 90-something years old. Poor guy.
Yep.
They should bring him on the field. They should have some. Come on, you put Jeff Daniels on the field. You can put that 97-year-old fella who's had season
So first
tickets
of all, and that's okay. Then he brought up the New Heights podcast. If you haven't listened to it, do it. Start from the beginning. Great podcast. Those two are awesome. And then
no, it's not
Jeff Daniels. Jeff Daniels and Manning breaking the curse for the Lions a year and a half ago is pretty remarkable. Do you know about that?
No.
All right. Can we do this? Can I do this? Is it allowed? Are we going to get shut down? Well, let me see if I can do it. I'll play it for everybody.
Anyway, guys, we're two Michiganders who enjoy the Lions, and we apologize that this section of the podcast is football forward, but the Lions have sucked. If you're not a football fan, that's fine. The Lions have absolutely sucked tremendously over the past forever, and now they're moving forward, and we love it. There, just had to preface that. And if you're not looking at the screen now, Josh is in his Lions garb. Probably has Lions pants on too.
No, I don't.
Okay. Hopefully he has pants
on. You can see that, Skippy?
Yep.
All right. Oops, I can't do it on that. Here, I'm trying to click on that to manipulate.
I can't see.
All right, and oh, dang it! Sorry, I scrolled.
Killing me, Smalls. Can't hear it though.
Oh man. So, the curse of Bobby Lang. He was unceremoniously let go from Detroit in 1957. He broke his leg. Backup came in and won him the championship that year. The legend is, on his way out of town, he said, "You guys won't win for 50 years." It's been 66, but whatever. So this is Jeff Daniels, who is a big-time Lions fan, on the field with Manning. It's not Eli. Payne, thank you. Kept wanting to say Patrick. Breaking the curse. There's a bathtub. He says, you need a bathtub full of water, essentially doing ice. And he said, this smells like whiskey. He's like, it's stronger this way. This is the way Bobby Lane would have wanted it. Since then, the Lions are like 27-6. It was midway through the season last year, right before they released Hawkinson, when they started 1-6 that year, and then they did this, and everything just kind of turned. So thank you, boys, for doing that. Appreciate it. So yeah, it was nice to see both of them on the field. I don't know if the Lions invited Manning there. I know he was at the Bills game the night before too, so he seems to be getting himself around. But in other football lore, Matt Stafford went to the same high school as Bobby Lane, and was drafted 51 years after Bobby Lane was traded. Like, they grew up on the same street. It was eerie. Matt Stafford coming to the Lions. So everybody thought that was, this is it. We've done it. We've come full circle. And lo and behold, much like Star Wars, he is the one that brought balance to the Lions. Not in the way we thought it would happen, but it happened nonetheless. Thank you to Matthew Stafford. because of his trade. There. And I'm all done now. Go Lions.
Yeah.
Go Lions. Forward down the field. Yeah, win or lose next week. It'll be a good year. So I'm getting to the point where I'm going to be really sad if they lose. Like, I'm now to the point where I'm expecting them to win. So the wall has been knocked down. I'm all in.
Just go for it.
No longer guarded. They're going to break my heart.
No, they're not. Keep the faith. Keep the faith.
I'm optimistic. All right. Anyways, you guys didn't come here for football talk. You'd listen to a different podcast if you wanted that. Probably.
So, Joshua now has the floor because he has done a very granular detail into his food cost. And please keep in mind that some of us make fun of Josh for his portion sizes. So this will definitely either ring true or...
well, this is why you're so anxious to get into this. I see.
Absolutely. That's the thing I got, bud.
I got you now. I understand why you are excited about this. All right. Let me get to. I gotta find my spreadsheet. All right. So if you're thinking about starting a food truck, I would highly recommend you do this before you open.
Again.
This is not something that you do at the start of your 5th full-time year. Yeah. Now, this isn't the first time I've done like a food cost analysis. I've made some guesstimates in the past.
Some?
A lot.
Come on, keep it real, John. Keep it real.
I mean, I imagine yours are the same way.
We're not talking about me here.
Okay, I'm just saying. I mean, that's probably, normal. Like,
no,
you're kind of guessing on
mine down to the penny.
How much, like, what's the cost of the sauce that's on your sandwich?
Actually, I did not sauce anything. Doing the brick and mortar thing, I actually did not sauce a thing.
Why not? Did you forget?
No, because I put sauces out on the table, so I let them sauce it.
Which, if you're using the 2-ounce souffle cups, is that what you're using, the portion cups? Those?
Yes.
12 cents for 1 cup and 1 lid. Or, I'm sorry, 6 cents for 1 cup, 1 lid. Total.
For the portion, for the cup itself.
Cup and lid, yes.
Gotcha.
So 3 cents a piece. But yeah, per sandwich, we're at 28 cents. Just in sauce. And that number is probably,
Seems like a lot of sauce.
It's an ounce. 28 cents an ounce is what that sauce costs.
Okay.
So that's kind of the level of granular. Like, we knew what buns cost. But yeah, we guessed on stuff like rub. And there is still some. I need to fine tune some of these numbers, like our rub numbers. I haven't gone through all of those yet. That's on my list still. But I'm guesstimating, and I'm pretty sure I'm guesstimating high, just based on the ingredient list of, so the containers of rub, or the containers of seasonings that we get, kind of basing it off that, but not to the exact recipe for the rub recipe, if that makes sense.
Somewhat.
Yeah. So it all makes sense in a second. So for like our coleslaw, let's go with our coleslaw recipe. Let me get there. So the first thing I did, make an ingredient list for my coleslaw. So cabbage, whole grain mustard, onion powder, or cracked garlic black pepper rub, apple cider vinegar, salt, sugar. And then
that's why it tastes different.
What?
Okay. Sorry.
Which part?
The whole grain mustard.
Yep.
There's no mayo in it.
Yeah, there's. I said mayo.
Oh, I didn't.
Didn't I say mayo?
Oh, I didn't hear you say
mayo.
mayo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's mayo.
Sorry.
I might have missed it. I might have started at cabbage and worked my way down the list. Anyway, so yeah. So yeah, I mean, we get our mayo by the gallon, but it's not a gallon of mayo inside our coleslaw recipe, obviously. Well, I guess not obviously, but yeah, it's not a gallon of mayo. So we're at about 5 cups or 16 cups in a gallon. So now you got to figure out what's the cost per cup of mayo. Which for mayo, easy peasy. Where it gets harder is we're at tablespoons of onion powder. So now you got to figure out, you got to do the math, and it is a lot of math, to try to get down to where what you're using is like measurements for what's on the side of the bottle, without manually scooping out of your bottle how many tablespoons are in this bottle of rub. Because a lot of that stuff's not in tablespoons. A lot of it's in grams, quarter cups and stuff like that. So you're doing math. But I've gone through all of our ingredients for all of our items for the most part so far. And then once you have that, then you can start building your sandwich lists and your entree lists, your loaded max and stuff, and have an accurate number for everything. So per this, the cost of 1 cup of coleslaw completed for us is 32 cents. Which is cheaper than I thought it was going to be.
So it cost you 32 cents for 1 cup of coleslaw.
Yeah.
1 portion cup, like whatever you do, whatever your portion size is.
1 cup. So go out to your drawer and get a measuring cup of 1
an
cup.
Actual cup.
An actual cup. Yes. So yeah, everything's going to be based on. So it's cups, and so it's easier. So the portion, our side cups and stuff are our 8 ounce and 16 ounce. Those are so an 8 ounce cup is 1 cup. 8 ounces in a cup. 16 ounces in 2 cups. So now your question. I got it. Okay. Excuse me. So
FYI, there are 2 tablespoons in 1 dry ounce.
No. You can't do that. A dry ounce of what? Because not everything is the same density. So a dry ounce of sugar is not the same weight as a tablespoon of sugar is not the same weight as a dry ounce of oregano. You know what I'm saying? For black pepper, a tablespoon of black pepper weighs way more than a tablespoon of oregano.
Just seeing what the interwebs say.
I know, but that's not inaccurate. You can't do that. You know? What weighs more, a pallet of rocks or a pallet of feathers? They're both a pallet, but the density of the item matters. So,
keep going.
Yes, that's been a very long process. But yeah, we even went down to so cheese sauce. We know what our cheese sauce for our dorachos cost. And again, once we get to where we're food costing out our dorachos, I'm not sure exactly how much a ladle holds in our dorachos. I know that we use 2 ladles for our dorachos. I'm not sure exactly the measurement on that. I haven't gotten that far yet. And that one's an easy one. It's, just get a ladle and fill up a liquid measuring cup to figure out where it hits. So, but I just haven't gotten there yet.
Didn't the ladle have a specific measurement on it?
I don't think so. If there is, I don't see it marked. It's not. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just like a soup ladle. You know what? You know what it is. So for half a cup of that, it's 34 cents. Blah blah blah. So the part that I know Skippy is super excited to get to. Once we start plugging in some of that stuff, man, I don't want to ever do meat by the pound. And we knew.
No, you lose money.
We're not losing money.
No, I'm talking about you're losing out. How about you're losing out on money?
Yeah. which we knew. We knew that on days that we are heavy meat by the pound, that our sales just don't match up. So on days we sell out, because at certain times we do take meat by the pound off for certain events, those days, selling the same amount of food, sales are way higher.